Since the dawn of comics, with the imagination of the creators running wild, the readers were introduced to cybernetically powered characters. Usually, to justify the creation of crazily powerful characters, readers have been introduced to painful backstories of characters who would face death in the eye to the point of losing parts of their body, but managed to make a triumphant return as a powerful cybernetically enhanced superhero or supervillain. Today, we are discussing a list of some of these powerful characters that have been introduced in the pages of comics. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Cyborg. Cyborg, aka Victor Stone, is the son of two Starlab scientists, Silas and Eleanor Stone, who had used their son numerous times as a test subject for their intelligence enhancement projects. Even though the experiments were successful, making Victor quite intelligent, he also resented his parents who would treat him like an experiment rather than their own son, leading him to becoming more rebellious, engaging in activities like athletics more than science and math, which his parents disapproved of, and also keeping company with troublemakers like Ron Evers, because of whom Victor had taken part in street fights. However, Victor remained distant from Ron's extremist ideas of racially motivated terrorism. Victor's life changed completely one day when he visited his parents at Starlabs. His parents' experiment with dimensional portals went haywire and led to a huge gelatinous monster arriving at the lab and killing his mother, Eleanor. The monster also severely injured Victor before Silas was able to return the monster to his own dimension. Desperate to save his son's life, Silas fitted Victor's body and even half of his face with untested cybernetic enhancements. Victor woke up to be horrified with his new cybernetic body, but with the help of physical therapy, adjusted to this new reality. These cybernetic enhancements gave Victor superhuman strength, endurance, and durability. He can also interact with any type of computer system and even shapeshift his body to turn into different modes of vehicles. Also built into his new cybernetic body is an infrared ray, computer generator, sound amplifier, and special adapters that allow him to merge with other bodily extensions. Though initially faced with rejection from the public and even his girlfriend, and also losing his athletic dream due to his new body, Victor soon found a new purpose when his old friend manipulated him into a terrorist plot. Equipping weapons and using his cybernetic enhancements, he prevented the attack on the United Nations, marking the beginning of Victor Stone's transformation into the powerful cyborg. Deathlock. Michael Collins was a computer programmer working for the company known as Roxxon Oils, and was the third person to take over the identity of Deathlock. Michael focused his research on creating artificial limbs which he had hoped would be used for helping the handicapped population, but unbeknownst to him, his research was being used for the Deathlock project. When he got to know the truth, he went on to complain to his friend as well as boss Harlan Riker, not knowing that Riker was the one running the project. Riker, on the other hand, betrayed him and planted his brain into the body of a Deathlock cyborg. Michael initially didn't have any control over this cybernetic body, being forced to just watch his new body going on killing sprees. But soon, Michael managed to gain control of the new Deathlock body and even took his revenge on Riker by turning him over to the authorities for his crimes. The Deathlock body gave Michael superhuman strength of being able to lift around 150 tons. He also possessed superhuman speed, being able to run up to 268 miles per hour. Deathlock could also be manipulated as well as blast energy and even release nanobots to hack into different computer systems. He also has a fast healing ability along with built-in jet boots to fly, laser eyes, X-ray vision, telepathy, telekinesis, and even the power to travel through time using wormholes. The Deathlock body also comes with a built-in computer that helps Michael be aware of threats and also finds solutions for him. Cyber, whose real name is Silas Barr, used to be an agent under the Pinkerton National Detective Agency in 1912, where he was charged with 22 murders and was sentenced to death by hanging. But under the orders of Romulus, Silas was helped in escaping prison by Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth. Following that, he was taken to the Canadian Army training facility to work for Frederick Hudson, also working under Romulus, where Silas took command of the special unit, the Devil's Brigade. One of the members in the special unit was Logan, who Silas took a special interest in and intended to train him into becoming an obedient killing animal. Silas and Hudson used another Romulus operative, Janet, to fall in love with Logan. Later, Silas, under Hudson's orders, killed Janet to teach Logan a lesson that any time he would love someone, they would die. Logan tried to fight Silas, but failed miserably to the point of getting beaten up and having his left eye gouged out by Silas. Silas would go on to manipulate Logan for many years and even work alongside him. In 1959, Silas would be assigned to train his best student as well as Logan's son, Dakin, though Romulus would order Dakin to destroy the training camp alongside its leader, Frederick Hudson. But before Dakin could make the final shot to finish Silas, Romulus appeared to reveal having different plans for him. It is during this time that Silas is made to undergo surgery, with his skin being bonded with the indestructible adamantium metal and taking over the identity of Cyber. His whole body, except for his face and throat, is completely immune to any type of physical injury due to being covered with adamantium, even attacks made using adamantium weapons. Each of his fingers also possesses retractable adamantium claws, which are laced with different toxins and hallucinogens. Cyber also possesses a quick healing factor and telepathic abilities that allow him to read another person's emotional state and even track someone miles away. During extreme situations, like almost facing death, Cyber can astral project, switch bodies, and even control another person to act on their worst impulses without their own knowledge. Cyborg Superman. Henry Henshaw was a crew member alongside his wife Terry for the LexCorp shuttle known as Excalibur. However, the journey to space was a doomed one for the team due to exposure to cosmic radiation, leading to the crash of Excalibur. Two of the crew members, Steven and Jim, ended up losing their human bodies, with the former creating a new body out of pure radiation, and the latter using rock, gravel, branches, and pieces of the shuttle wreckage. Except for Henry's hair turning white, he and Terry had seemingly remained unaffected by the exposure. The team traveled to Metropolis to use the LexCorp lab facilities to cure their two members. But during an altercation with Superman, Steven ended up killing himself by going straight into the sun. When the rest of the members reached the lab, Henry's body started decaying, while Terry started to phase into an alternate dimension. Henry was able to make a cure for Terry before dying, while Jim killed himself using an MRI machine that destroyed his new body. Henry's consciousness managed to survive the death and got transferred into the mainframe of LexCorp, allowing him to control technology. He created a new robotic body for himself to meet Terry, but the shock of all the incidents ended up driving Terry to insanity, and then eventually to death. Henry thereafter used NASA's equipment to transfer his mind into Superman's birthing matrix, allowing him to travel to different planets and learn about their culture and history. But he became paranoid and delusional over time, believing Superman to be responsible for his and his team's death along with his wife, and also for driving him away from Earth. When Superman died after his battle with Doomsday, Henry decided to get his revenge by ruining Superman's reputation. Using the birthing matrix, Henry created a new cybernetic body made of Kryptonian alloys along with organic portions that were genetically identical to that of Superman. This new cybernetic body of Superman gave Henry access to many of the Man of Steel's powers, such as heat vision, super strength, super speed, flight, and invulnerability. Henry is also seemingly immortal, being able to live regardless of what happens to his physical body. Mega Sentinel. Karima Shapandar used to be a detective in Calcutta under the Indian National Police. She was tasked to look after Neil, the son of a wealthy and influential officer, Mr. Shara, following the disappearance of his older son, Sanjeev. Karima and Neil quickly formed an emotional bond and teamed up to search for Sanjeev, but as they were about to share their first kiss, they got captured by Bastion, an anti-mutant robotic activist. Bastion ran Operation Zero Tolerance, mutants, under which he would use his technology to transform humans into deadly mutant-hunting sentinels and was responsible for many kidnappings around Calcutta. Sanjit was revealed to have also become a sentinel, and Bastion programmed Karima and Neil to also turn into one. The programming ended up awakening Neil's untapped mutant powers, causing the building he was in to be destroyed. Though Karima was successfully transformed into a sentinel, both she and Neil were able to fight the programming long enough to disable other sentinels. Sanjit ended up dying in battle with both of them, while Karima ordered Neil to run away because, as an Omega Prime Sentinel, when her combat mode would be activated, she would be forced to kill all the mutants in close proximity. Being an Omega Sentinel, Karima is granted with strength to lift around 70 tons, superhuman speed, and durability with special resistance towards electrical attacks and damages. She also possesses nanite regeneration abilities with heightened reflexes. These nanites also allow her to create other technology like electrostatic poles, plasma torches, and energy guns to life support and machine interface. Being similar to that of a living computer, Karima can also store vast amounts of data along with performing functions similar to that of a computer. She can control external forms of technology to varying degrees. Garrison Kane. Garrison Kane used to be a member of the mercenary team known as Six Pack under the time-traveling mutant Cable. Being the youngest member, he often behaved immaturely but still fought well on the battlefield. It was during one of the missions that the team confronted Cable's clone, Strife, but was unable to defeat him. One of the members, Hammer, decided to give up vital information to Strife to save the team, which they were supposed to take to Cable. But Cable ended up interfering by shooting Hammer, leading to him being paralyzed and also preventing the entire team from being rescued. Cable ended up running away through time traveling while the entire team suffered the consequences. It was during the destruction that followed this incident that Garrison lost both of his arms as well as his legs. He later signed up for the second Weapon X program alongside Wade Wilson, where Garrison was given new cybernetic body parts. Garrison's cybernetic enhancement gave him superhuman strength of being able to lift around 20 tons of weight, along with enhanced stamina, durability, speed, and reflexes. Garrison's arms were detachable, which he could fire and control even when detached, along with abilities to create fire plasma, wire-guided tasers, and a retractable energy shield. His eyesight was also enhanced to allow for better tracking, while his body could store data like a computer, which he used to collect information on different mutants. Cable. Cable, originally born as Nathan Christopher Charles Summers, is a powerful mutant who was the son of two other powerful mutants, Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, and Madeline Pryor, a clone of Jean Grey. Mr. Sinister created Madeline during her perceived death and replacement of consciousness by the Phoenix Force. Sinister planned to use Madeline and Scott's powerful offspring to defeat his immortal enemy, Apocalypse. Scott and Madeline's marriage didn't last for long, and it was during their period of separation that Sinister attacked the mother and child. Though Madeline was managed to be rescued by the X-Men, young Nathan ended up getting captured and was taken to Sinister's secret lab that was hidden under the orphanage where Scott had grown up. Nathan was eventually rescued and even found a happy home with Scott and Jean, but got kidnapped again by the Riders of the Storm, who took him to Apocalypse. Apocalypse managed to infect Nathan with a techno-organic virus that would spread liquid metal and organic steel all throughout his body, which could lead to his death. Sister Ascani, a time traveler visiting from 2,000 years into the future, informs Scott about Nathan's only chance of survival being to be taken to the future, where he could become a savior. Nathan would go on to survive the techno-organic virus and would return to his time as the powerful time-traveling mutant Cable. Being an alpha-level mutant, Cable possessed psychic powers from birth, allowing him to have different types of telepathic and telekinesis powers, such as mind control. Being infected with the techno-organic virus, Cable is also a cyborg with a cybernetic left arm and eyes that allow him to have a vision of the electromagnetic spectrum. He also possesses enhanced strength, speed, reflexes, agility, and durability. The merging of his cyborg body with his telekinetic abilities allows him to heal his body and even recreate the techno-organic parts of his body. Die Hard. Die Hard was one of the first genetic experiments conducted in America and the first successful result of the fusion between man and machine during the 1940s. He went on to form the team known as Allies alongside Glory and Super Patriot as they fought against the Axis during the Second World War. He then went on to join the government-sanctioned team of superheroes called Youngblood. Being a cybernetic human, Die Hard possessed enhanced strength, endurance, speed, and durability. Die Hard can also fly, shoot energy blasts from his chest, along with possessing a sonic cannon. He is also enhanced with scanners and can also use energy to create swords, shields, and even force fields. Forge. Forge was born in the Cheyenne Native American tribe and trained with mystical abilities to become a shaman. He soon unlocked his mutant abilities, which allowed him to create any mechanical device that he could imagine. The clash between his mystical powers and mutant heritage led him to abandon his training to become a shaman. Forge ended up signing up for the military and served in the Sin Kong War. During the war, when Forge's squad got wiped out, he blamed himself and cast an ancient forbidden spell to become a shaman. This spell allowed him to contact the spirits of his fallen squad and give him the ability to summon demons that helped him defeat the opposing troops. But when the demons refused to stop under his order, he was forced to call in an airstrike that led him to lose his right arms and legs. Forge went on to create artificial replacements for his body and refused to use magic again when it was revealed that his spell led to the arrival of the mystical adversary, who wanted to destroy the universe. Forge worked hard to perfectly use his mutant abilities, leading to him creating his new artificial hand and limb. These parts of the body could easily restore itself, his hand having the ability to create energy shields, shoot fire beams, and also had a hacking device attached. His leg also possessed the ability to suppress nearby mutant powers. Super Patriot. Johnny Armstrong, a World War II soldier, was captured by the Germans and gained superhuman powers after they used him as a test subject. Using his newly gained superhuman strength, Johnny was able to escape and also destroyed the base where he was being held to prevent the Germans from being able to recreate the process on their own soldiers. He later took up the identity of Super Patriot and joined the superhero team known as the Allies to protect the innocent. Super Patriot would end up facing more powerful supervillains as years went on, and during a fight with the group of supervillains known as the Vicious Circle, he would get attacked by Sharkman, Mako. Mako would end up biting off most of his face along with his arms and legs. Cyberdata, a corporation of revolutionary scientists, took Super Patriot's body and transformed him into a powerful cyborg. Super Patriot was fitted with nanite-powered arms and legs, allowing him to use them to reconstruct various technologies such as guns, laser cannons, and flamethrowers. Both his arms and legs could also stretch to incredible amounts, along with having enhanced strength and regeneration powers. His cybernetic eyes allowed him different types of vision, like night vision, microscopic vision, and telescopic vision. A secondary layer of skin was put under his natural skin that made Super Patriot resistant to bullets and lasers. Stryker. Colonel Morgan Stryker was born a mutant with 2 additional arms on the right side of his body and used to serve under the U.S. Army. A dangerous military operation left him for dead on the battlefield until he was taken by the Cyberdata Corporation. He received cybernetic treatment when all 3 of his rights were replaced with new ones along with his right eye and ear. The 3 cybernetic right arms made of bulletproof alloy allowed Stryker to have enhanced strength and can also be upgraded individually with different weapons. Stryker's cybernetic right ear allowed him to hear ultrasonic frequencies, while his cybernetic right eye gave him vision to the infrared and microwave spectrum. KG Beast. Anatoly Kunayev, also known as the KG Beast, was a powerful assassin for the top-secret KGB cell called the Hammer. The KG Beast was trained in various martial arts and could operate any weapon that ever existed. He was also given enhanced strength with the use of cybernetics, making him as strong as 4 healthy men combined, and could tear open a human in half. He was assigned on a mission to ruin the growing friendly relations between the USA and Russia, Russia by killing 10 high-ranking U.S. officials working under the United States Strategic Defense Initiative, also known as the Star Wars program. Despite Batman's interference, KG Beast was successful in killing 7 of his targets, and even killed 100 people in a banquet area, escaping from Batman in the end. KG Beast could also create energy and manipulate it to his will, and his enhanced agility allowed him to easily deflect bullets. Marvelous verdict. Marvel, DC, or Image Comics, none of the publishers have shown any restraint in introducing cybernetically enhanced characters since their inception. But not to say that this power-enhancing narrative has been carelessly used. Rather, it created superheroes rich in history, like Cyborg, Forge, and Super Patriot. Even powerful supervillains have received the same treatment and introduced us to captivating villains like Cyborg Superman, Cyber, and KG Beast. With imagination, there is no limit to the ways that individuals can receive their superpowers, and with cybernetics being proven a successful way to give these powers, no wonder we are blessed with several cybernetically powerful heroes as well as villains. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.